Hi, welcome to my first video log. Everyone else is doing it, so I thought, why not? I like the sound of my own voice, and apparently all the people at the LMP do the same. That or it's a sarcastic grin, I don't know. Or they're just laughing at my jokes out of nervousness, one of the two. Anyway, property management has been very hard over the last 6 weeks, and there's a lot of positivity going along, but it's been very difficult managing the sites with the coronavirus. When this first happened, everyone was very supportive. Everyone was very happy to just cut down everything and stop cleaning and just adhere to everything. Clients especially were just happy that they were kept updated. We worked very hard behind the scenes to keep cleaners going, the gardeners going, social distancing was there, and people were ongoing risk assessment at every single site to make sure that we had as little interruption as we could. Ultimately, there was going to be a few cleaners that downed tools. There's quite a few agents in our area that just cut everything off, and I couldn't work out why. I said, if anything, you need more cleaners now, more of them, keep the place sanitised. But eventually we got through it. But I've noticed in the last couple of weeks, certainly this week, a lot of people are getting frustrated, a lot of leaseholders, and some clients have basically said, well, this work should have been done 6 weeks ago. What's going on? You need to get the people here now. And we said, well, they're still struggling to get hold of paint, so let's just dial back here. They can't paint the internals of your corridors because perhaps a lot of them in self-isolation. They've not been able to get the manpower, and they've not been comfortable doing this work. So we're having to fight lots of little battles with everyone, just explaining, reminding them of what's just happened, and that it's not you can't just flick a switch and suddenly we're all back to normal. There's now a lead time of at least a month or so with some of our contractors to actually get them to our sites, and everyone's fighting for the same slot. It's like the Tesco home delivery slots. Everyone's fighting over those slots. The same thing with our contractors. And short of bribing them, I can't really get them to your site any quicker. But we'll try. We're doing the best we can. A lot of my property manager colleagues and friends that I speak to are pulling their hair out, especially those that have got kids as well. Every time I see them on video, on Zoom or Skype or whatever, they just look more and more grumpy and upset. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I want to give you a hug, but that's the one thing I can't actually do. So we're just trying to manage our properties and our people as best we can. But it's really hard because there's a lot of passive-aggressive venting coming through from a lot of our blocks. And we're not the only ones. Everyone I speak to has had the same. They're all really struggling to deal with the sudden change of mood from everyone. And we're just finding a way to deal with that. My biggest philosophy of property management is managing the buildings is really easy, really straightforward. Managing the people, that's the hard part. That's the bit where if you don't get it right, you'll lose clients. You'll lose the trust of leaseholders, and your clients will just not take you seriously. A lot of block management companies employ senior property managers. I honestly think they need to employ psychologists. I think that's where we're perhaps missing a trick there. Perhaps as we grow, perhaps instead of employing another property manager, I might get someone who's done a psychology degree and say, right, we've got this particular client who always does this. What do you reckon? When I think it's perhaps a bit of post-traumatic stress disorder, should we sit them on a couch and have a chat with them? I genuinely think that would probably work better. Solve the people problem, you solve the blocks. Either way, it's still stressful. And I've said to my staff, and I've said to all my property managers I know in the industry, take some time out. Just walk away from the computer. Just go for a walk, put some Netflix on for 20 minutes, just leave whatever it is you're doing and go and take some form of break. As much as mindfulness drives me up the wall and everyone waves that out as this great big solver of problems, it's helpful because it allows you to ground yourself and it allows you to be in the moment. The brain wanders, the mind wanders, and stopping it wandering to dark places and stressful places is important. And, I make sure that every time I go for lunch, I do something that makes me laugh and smile. So when I come back, I've kind of refreshed myself a bit, and I encourage everyone to do that. Just stop. watch a funny clip on YouTube, watch something funny on Netflix. Just do something that makes you laugh and smile. I guarantee you, when you come back to your desk for the next half of the day, you'll be refreshed, you'll feel better. But yeah, other than that, it's generally just managing expectations. Managing your clients' expectations, leaseholders' expectations. Those expectations are very high at the moment, and it is a struggle to meet those, with lack of contractors, lack of suppliers, lack of paint, for God's sake, lack of basic equipment to do what we need to do. Every major works contractor is just struggling to fulfill the contracts they've been in place. And now we're getting all this external decorations has to be done by winter. And I'm like, well, we'll do the best we can, but we can't move mountains. But it's about saying, look, I understand why you're stressed out, but you have to understand X, Y, and Z. That's important, because what you don't want to do is mislead your clients, mislead your leaseholders. Communication is important. Really, really important. If you've got nothing to say something. Even if nothing's progressed and you've got no updates, nothing's happened, just let your client know. Just say, oh, by the way, we're still chasing. Don't worry, we're on it. And your clients will be reassured. And it all works on a trust basis. Managing expectations is down to trust and transparency. If they've got a reason to think that you're not being honest with them or you don't take them seriously, it's fine. A lot of the time, clients just want an email. They just want something to say you're there. And with the coronavirus, it was quite easy. Just simply not being closed was a good start. But yeah, it's just managing expectations, communication, understanding the people, understanding who you're dealing with, and responding in a way that's going to be helpful. I came from a customer services background. My involvement in the industry came from the soft skills side of things, which has been really helpful, certainly from a salesman point of view, but also from seeing people, understanding what that person wants, and what can I do to provide a service to achieve that. And I think a lot of property managers have come from a lot of technical backgrounds, and it's trying to understand that you need to treat this person in a retail environment is difficult. And that's where we're coming from. How whole industry is changing. We are becoming almost a retail style of business. We're not an office full of charter surveyors territory. We're colourful, branded